Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are unpacking one of the most incredible economic shifts in modern history. We're going to look at the fascinating story of how a single resource, oil, literally crowned the US dollar as the undisputed king of global money. It's a total masterclass in strategy and global power.
Okay, let's dive into this. I want you to imagine a world where almost every single country on Earth needs the exact same thing to survive. Think about our modern life for a second. Cars, planes, massive factories, shipping, absolutely everything runs on oil. Now imagine if there was a strict, unbreakable rule saying this oil could only be bought using one type of money, the US dollar. How much power would that currency hold? Well, that thought experiment is actually the reality of where the story of the petrodollar begins.
Section 1. The Fall of the Gold Standard.
To really get this, we kind of have to look backward for a second. A long time ago, money was directly backed by gold. Under this system, known as the gold standard, if you had US dollars in your pocket, you could literally exchange them for real, physical gold. Holding that paper was exactly as good as holding the precious metal itself.
But as you might guess, things changed. Over time, the United States started printing more and more money, and eventually, they hit a massive wall. The US simply didn't have enough physical gold in its vaults to back up all those newly printed paper dollars. So the old system completely broke down, and the dollar became essentially just pieces of paper.
Which brings us to a huge existential problem that was staring the American economy right in the face. With the gold backing totally gone, why in the world would anyone still trust it? Why would any other country continue to use the dollar for international trade? The US was facing a very real, immediate risk of its currency becoming completely irrelevant.
Section 2. Birth of the petrodollar.
So, the crucial point is this. To fix this unprecedented crisis of trust, the US pulled off a massive, game-changing move. They struck these strategic deals with major oil-producing countries, especially focusing on nations in the Middle East. The core of these agreements was incredibly simple, but it changed absolutely everything. Oil would only be sold in US dollars. They basically took the world's most vital resource and tied it directly to American paper.
Let's move to and see how this builds. This created a totally mandatory global procedure. Step 1. A country needs oil. And remember, practically every country needs oil to keep their economy alive. Step 2. Because of those new deals, they can't use their own currency. They absolutely must acquire US dollars first. Step 3. Only then can they use those dollars to finally buy the oil. It's a brilliant loop.
Just think about the sheer scale of this for a second. Who needs dollars for oil under this new rule? Well, India needs them, China needs them, all the countries in Europe need them, basically everyone else in the entire world. This maneuver created an incredible, unavoidable global demand. Every major international power was suddenly forced to hold US dollars.
And that inescapable demand did something totally extraordinary. It transformed America's currency into the world's currency. Because every single nation on Earth now needed dollars to function, the US dollar transcended its own borders. It wasn't just America's money anymore, it became the absolute default money for the entire globe.
Section 3. The ultimate American advantage. And this brilliantly illustrates the dynamic at play here. It's like being in a school where only one type of money is accepted in the cafeteria, and you're the one who can create it. I want you to just picture that. If you were the only kid in the whole school allowed to draw the currency, naturally everyone depends on you. You hold all the cards.
Because everyone depends on this school currency, the US gained an unprecedented global advantage. The US can literally print money, and the rest of the world still has to use it simply because they need it to buy oil. Even if they print a ton of it, the demand remains because the global need for oil remains. It's the ultimate geopolitical leverage.
Section 4. Challenging the king.
But consider the vulnerability of this massive system for a moment. What if countries decide to stop using the dollar for oil? The entire strength of the petrodollar rests on that initial rule keeping oil and dollars locked together. If nations decide to break that lock and switch to something else entirely, this immensely powerful system could severely weaken.
And according to the source material we're looking at, this isn't just hypothetical. Some countries have already started exploring alternatives to the dollar. As an explainer, we're just impartially reporting what the sources show, and they clearly indicate that various nations are actively looking into different systems and alternative currencies to conduct their oil trade, stepping away from the exclusive use of American money.
So, to sum it all up, when the gold standard failed, it was literally oil that rescued the US dollar from being just unbacked paper, effectively crowning it the king of global money. But that leaves us with a pretty undeniable thought to chew on. If the rules of the game change, will the king of global money be challenged? It's a fascinating question about the future of our global economy, and understanding the petrodollar is the only way to grasp what might happen next. Thank you for joining me for this explainer, and keep questioning how the world really works.